Most people think if you want to make a lot of money from a YouTube channel, you have to rack up a lot of views or go viral. And that is the influencer game. And it's honestly the hardest way and the slowest way to go about this. I'm going to show you how my small channel of 13,000 subscribers makes me $25,000 a month. And it's not what you think. It's not from the ads. I'm going to show you how much I make from ads. And I'm going to show you the videos that have done well, the videos that haven't done well, and what I make on an average month. But then I'm going to show you how my YouTube channel actually enables my business to get leads, and that drives revenue to my pocket. In other words, it makes me money. But it's not just because of a lot of views, because you're gonna see I don't get a lot of views. I get a lot of very targeted leads that come into my funnel and buy my stuff or buy the stuff that I promote. And that is the way to hack the YouTube game. If you're going at this thinking I've got to grow a large channel and get millions of views, good luck. You can probably do it if you completely focus just on that. I truly mean it. Like, good luck. I would love to do that because it seems like a lot of fun. But for those of us who either can't or won't put in the time to do that and want to live our lives a little bit differently, I'm going to show you how you can have a very small YouTube channel that still makes you a lot of freaking money. Because the truth is, you don't need a big channel to make a lot of money on YouTube. You need the right kind of channel that drives leads to your business, not just people who watch your content. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to build that kind of business. But to get there, we're going to start by just showing you what a small channel of 13,000 subscribers makes from YouTube ads, because everybody's always curious, how much does it make? What do the videos actually generate in terms of money? Is it a lot? Is it a little? We'll get into all that. My name's Lane. This is my channel. I love to help people just like you start and grow passive income style, freedom focused online businesses that help you escape your 9-to-5 and build a life that you actually want to live, which for me means a whole heck of a lot of freedom and autonomy and being able to go to the beach and paddleboard and do all the things that I love. So if that's what you're into, be sure to subscribe, especially if you get something out of this video and you end up liking it. Give me a subscribe. It costs you nothing and it means a lot to me, and it helps me feel better about myself. When I go to sleep at night, I lay there and I think somebody liked me today. They subscribed. The reality check is, yes, I have 13,000 subscribers, which to some people seems like a lot. When I got into this, I had these high hopes. I remember thinking, oh man, within like a year, I'll be at 100,000 subscribers. And then within 2 years, I'll be at, let's see, 1 million. And then by 5 years, I'll be at, let's see, 5 million subscribers. Well, that didn't happen. Okay. I've been at this for 5 years and I'm at 13,000 subscribers. But when I first got into this, my vision of how this was going to go was a little bit wrong. I thought I'm going to play the game of getting a ton of views. I used to watch this guy, his name's Graham Stephan. And Graham Stephan used to inspire the heck out of me. I loved watching Graham Stephan. He would talk about the money that he was making through his YouTube channel. And a lot of the money that he made through his YouTube channel was from ads. And I thought, okay, well, that's what I need to do. I need to have a YouTube channel that gets 4 million subscribers and has hundreds of thousands of views, if not millions of views a month. And from that, I will make $100,000 a month, which has always been my goal. Right now I'm at 25,000 a month. My goal in this business is to get to 100,000 a month. That's 1.2 million a year. That's a really good, solid number. It seems to make sense to me. 6-figure month sounds great. And so the path that I had in my mind was large channel, lot of views, a niche that makes a lot of money in ads. We'll talk about that in a second, but depending on your niche, you make different amounts of money. This was my goal. That's what I was going to do. But along the way, what I realized is that that's actually not the game that I want to play. And for a few reasons. And I think that you're probably, if you're watching this, you probably don't want to play that game either, because what that game requires is that every single video needs to pop. It needs to hit. And you need to continue to make videos that hit, and you need to never stop making videos that hit, because your income, your revenue is completely dependent on the videos making a lot of money because they're getting a lot of views. And if that ever stops, if you ever get off of that treadmill, then it goes away. The type of business that I'm building completely is not that model. The type of business that I'm building is I make videos that drive leads to my email list My email list is always on. That funnel is always working. I have a lot of videos about this, like what happens when someone gets on my email list. They're sold my offers. They're invited to spend money with me. That's another way of saying it. And invited to go deeper with me at an even deeper level, to be served by my content, either through my coaching, my courses, so on and so on, my affiliate products. All of that is always there. And so because all of that is always working, and once someone goes from watching my YouTube videos to being on my email list, most of the time they don't actually unsubscribe. It's actually less common that people unsubscribe than just stay subscribed forever. So that list is always growing. And because it's always growing and my offers are always getting better, what I'm presenting to people is always getting better, then I am able to, for a long period of time, continue serving people in my email list, in my funnel, which takes the pressure off of my YouTube channel so it doesn't have to just continually be this massive engine of growth. It just has to reach the right people at the right time. So it's targeted content. I'm kind of giving you the end of the story at the beginning, but I want to paint this picture because you are going to see these numbers of what it's making from ads and what I'm getting in terms of views. And you might say, well, that looks like a failure. And maybe it is if your goal is a lot of views and a lot of ad revenue. For me, my goal was set myself free from a miserable life. That's all I cared about. I was miserable in a 9-to-5. I did not want to be in a 9-to-5 anymore. And so I was like, whatever I got to do to get out of this, I'm going to do it. And people resonated with this content, and it started to make money because I was serving people well. And it wasn't because they were watching a lot of videos. It was because they were going to the next step with me and either buying the products that I was promoting or buying my course or getting my coaching or all of the above. And so that's the life that I set out to do. And that currently is making $25,000 a month, which is enough to set me free. I no longer have to have that 9-to-5. I left 5 years ago and I never looked back. So if that's the kind of life you want, where you're like, I just want to be free, I'm your guy. I will show you exactly how to do that. So instead of hoping that YouTube pays me a few bucks or a few $1,000 a month, I turn these views into leads, clients, and customers for life. That's the whole game. So with that, let's look at what the actual numbers look like, okay? So this is the back end of my YouTube channel. This is inside of Creator Studio or YouTube Studio. And first of all, this is just a snapshot of the last 28 days. Okay, so I'm recording this on October 14th. So it's showing us September 16th through October 13th, last 28 days. So 15.9 thousand views. Okay, maybe that's a lot, maybe that's a little, depends. It's all relative. You may look at these, and if you're just starting out, you may go, wow, I'd love to have 15,000 views in a month. Or if you've been doing this a while, you might be going, that's nothing. I get way more than that. Great, I'm happy for you. And if you're just starting out, I'm also cheering you on, either way. So watch time, this is an indication of how many hours people have spent watching. So 495.2 hours of watch time. So a view is they clicked on the video. A watch time hours is like it's actually your video has been playing for that many hours. So I usually get a little more. So you'll see that it's a little bit less across the board. Don't exactly know why. It just is. Subscribers, I've added 48 subscribers over the last 28 days. My estimated revenue over the last 28 days have been $67.34. And that actually is a little bit low. If we go back to, let's go 90 days. So over the last 90 days, I've made $270, 185 new subscribers, 1.7 thousand hours of watch time, and 73.6 thousand views. Let's go the last year. So this is the last 1 year. $2,270 in revenue. So here you can see if I was playing the game of a business based on ad revenue from YouTube, I would have already starved to death because I have 4 kids and a golden retriever named Hendrix. And it takes a whole heck of a lot more than $2,270 for us to live for 365 days. Okay. So thank God there's a better way to make money than just depending on YouTube ads. So over the last 365 days, over the last 1 year, I've gotten 236,000 views, 9.4 thousand hours of watch time, and I've added 1.3 thousand subscribers. So if we go into a little bit of a lifetime picture, so what has it made over the entire lifetime of the channel? I've gotten 2.2 million views over the channel's lifetime, 115,000 hours of watch time. I've added 13.1 thousand subscribers, and I've made $19,293. That's it. That's the entire picture. If we go down here, it will show you the videos that have done the best. So my number one video is the complete Shure SM7B setup. This video got 557,000 views and average watch time, 2 minutes, 23 seconds. If we click into this video and look at it, this video by itself has made $2,321. That's pretty great. This video alone has added 1,800 subscribers. This is why it really is exciting when you have a video that pops off and does really well, because, you know, I didn't know that this video was going to get 557,000 views. I just did a 6-minute video, 6 minutes and 15 seconds on how to use this mic. That's all this was. I had just gotten this SM7B, and it's a little bit of it takes a little bit of technical. If you don't know anything about XLR cables, mics, interfaces, it can be confusing. So this was a video where I was like, hey, a lot of people in online business make content. They have podcasts. They probably need to know how to use these kinds of mics. So I just made a little video and I highlighted this mic, and it went on to do really freaking well. So that was awesome. And it made a lot of money. But what I'm really interested in more than anything is the fact that because it got 557,000 views, it's driving leads to my email list. How? In this video and in every video that I make, I mention my lead magnet. Well, what is my lead magnet? My lead magnet is a free, most of the time free, sometimes low cost, but in this case, free, helpful resource that relates to my niche. In other words, it is related to the problem that my content solves. So I'm talking about how to grow an online business, how to start an online business, and I'm talking to people who are trying to do that. And I just happen to be talking about a microphone, but I'm saying, hey, if you want to dive into this, I have something for you. My super simple guide to starting your thriving online business. It's over at lanesebring.com/super simple. I invite them to download that lead magnet. When they do that, there's an exchange that happens. They get that lead magnet for free, which, by the way, if you want to see what this looks like, you can go download it right now, lanesebring.com/super simple. This is your super simple guide to starting a thriving online business. It's there. It's free. You can have it. I've updated it through the years. It's really great. It shows you the 6 steps that I've used to build my business to multiple 6 figures. It's everything that I've done all in one PDF. You can go read it right now. So when they get that, it's free, but to get it, they have to give me their email address. So that's the exchange. So what do they get? They get a free, helpful resource that will help them take the next step in their journey of starting or growing their online business. What do I get? I get a way to contact them. Now, I'm not going to spam them. I'm not going to be annoying, but what I am going to do is I'm going to invite them to go deeper with me, like take me up on my coaching offer, to explore some of the courses that I have, to see if there is a way that I can help them beyond my free content. And that model has served me across the board. So it is nice. YouTube is really nice when you get a video that pops off, because you just get this deluge of views in one video. And what's crazy is I've posted, 700, 650 videos, and only a small few get a lot of views. And sometimes that's all it takes, but you never know which videos are going to do well. So that's why you have to just kind of have the volume of views to make this work. And so they download the lead magnet, they get on my list. And as this happens, more and more people, tens of people, hundreds of people, thousands of people, tens of thousands of people. Now, all of a sudden, whether or not people are watching my YouTube videos is really immaterial to me, because I've got this giant list of people who have indicated to me that they're interested. They've actually taken a step towards me and said, yes, I want to know how I can learn more, explore your products, Maybe just sit on my list for years and then buy something. It's all fine. It's all great. But I'm building a list that I own. I don't own my subscribers. YouTube could get rid of my channel tomorrow. I don't own any of the videos. They could take all those down. What I do own in my business is my email list. And that list is a gold mine because it's people who have watched me and decided, yes, I want to take the next step with you. Now, one thing I want to mention about this is not only did it drive leads to my email list, but because this was a product review that has a link to everything mentioned in the video, the microphone, which is about $400, the Rode PSA 1, which is about $100. At the time, I was using an interface called the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 and some cables and different things. It was about $900 worth of equipment in this video. Well, this video got 557,000 views and a lot of people every day for a long time were watching the video, clicking every single link in the description and buying every one of those products. And if they bought the whole list of $900 worth of stuff, I made about $30 every time. So this video, just from the sell of this stuff on Amazon, made me, over the course of about 2.5 years, $60,000 to $70,000 just from like people buying the stuff. So don't think that ads are the only way to make money. This video made me tens of thousands of dollars from basically this video and a couple of others that did well with it on the same topic, but mostly this one. And it has nothing to do with ads. So it added people to my email list, it made money from ads, and it made a whole lot of money from product sales. Let's look at another video. Let's look at, this was another one, Dave Ramsey. This one got 383,000 views. This video did really well. This video made $4,216. This drove a lot of leads. This is one of my kind of trend hacks. This is one of the things that I teach to do. This is one of the things that I talk about, is that when I put this video out, Dave Ramsey, he's a financial guru, has a huge brand, the Ramsey Solutions brand, but he was selling his house in Nashville and it was making the news. It was $15 million. It was listed and it was on all, like, there was news articles about it. You know, this big Dave Ramsey guy, he's selling his house. So I thought, okay, people are talking about Dave Ramsey right now. I'll make a video about Dave Ramsey and I will talk about his business model. And really the point of this video, what I was trying to get across with this video, was that Dave Ramsey is just doing what we're doing, but at scale. In other words, all he did is Dave Ramsey said, I want to do financial advising. I want to advise people on how to handle their finances. But instead of sitting one-on-one across from people and making $50 an hour to help someone with their finances, what if instead of helping one person at a time, what if I started helping thousands of people at a time? And back in the 80s and 90s when he did this, the way to do that was radio. So we got on the radio, got a radio show. It became syndicated, went nationwide. And that radio show, which is really just content, same thing YouTube does, only back then it was radio. Now it's YouTube, it's podcast, it's TikTok, it's Instagram, it's all that. The amazing thing is we have all these ways to do it now. He only had radio back then, but then Ramsey Solutions has since done everything. They're literally everywhere. They're kind of an amazing example of the way this works. But he said, let's get on the radio. Let's use free, helpful content to reach a massive audience, helping people for free on the radio through content handle their finances. And then from there, we will invite them to take the next step with us, which in his case was to sign up for Financial Peace University, which is a low-cost, high-touch group course cohort experience where you go very deep working through your finances. And the biggest lead generator he had were his books, because he wrote a book called The Total Money Makeover. He wrote a book called Financial Peace, where it was a low-cost option, 10, 15, 20 bucks for the book. And it by itself will help you with your finances. And then it will also spur you to want to go deeper, either get coaching from the Ramsey group or to dive into Financial Peace University. So this is all the stuff that Dave Ramsey did. And I wanted to talk about, here's Dave Ramsey's plan. And essentially what we're doing is exactly what he's doing. We're just doing it in little micro ways. We've picked smaller niches. We're going after smaller audiences. We're making less money. He's making $800 billion a year or whatever it is. I don't need to make $800 billion a year. Like I said, I want to make 1.2 million, 100,000 a month. Nowhere near what Dave Ramsey makes, but I don't want to be Dave Ramsey. I want to be Lane Sebring. I want to paddleboard on a lot of days of the week. Dave Ramsey doesn't have time for that. So I don't want to be Dave Ramsey. I want to be me. He's just a good example of doing this at scale. Now, I could have just made this video and said, okay, I'm gonna make a video, I'm gonna talk about Dave Ramsey, and that'll be that. And instead, I said, let's do it at the right time when people are talking about Dave Ramsey, and let's hook people with something that will either be hilarious to people or it'll make them mad. And that's a really great place to be. So the first minute and a half of this video is me doing an impression of Dave Ramsey, and a good impression, spot on impression of Dave Ramsey. And this impression, either for the people who were kind of annoyed by, because he's a polarizing personality. So for the people who are annoyed by him, it was like fuel for their fire. This is awesome. This is hilarious. You're making fun of the guy that I can't stand. Awesome. And for the people who love him, who think that he's next in line for the Trinity, are I cannot believe you blasphemed the name of the great Dave Ramsey. How dare you? Either way, I was happy because it got me views, and it got this video to shoot up to, at this point, nearly 400,000 subscribers. 400,000 views. It drove almost 3,000 subscribers, 4,200 people in our $4,200 in revenue. But most importantly, this video got me a ton of leads. This was an amazing kind of shot to the arm of my YouTube channel. So I show you these two examples because I want you to see the $4,200 is not really what I focus on. That's great, but I've already spent that money. That money's already gone. What really matters to me is the fact that this video got my channel on the radar of people who would have never seen it, would have never known who I am. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to, I've coached, who said, I found you because of your Dave Ramsey video. It made me laugh, made me mad. It was interesting, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's how they were exposed to me. And that got them to watch my videos, maybe other videos, and then subscribe to my email list and get into my funnel. And so there is room for that. But the vast majority of my videos are not these massive pop-off videos. This video got I will say this video got 254,000 views, but this is an example of a video that should have never been on my channel. This was early on in my channel. There was a trending kind of thing going on with the Jimmy Kimmel show where it's you do this challenge where, I don't know if it was Jimmy Kimmel, it might've been somebody else, but you do a challenge where you put marshmallows in front of your kids and you tell them not to eat them, and then you leave and you record it to see if they eat the videos or they eat the marshmallows. We did this, and at this time I was really, I've got kind of an itch on my back. I was really focused on, I just want my channel to grow. Come heck or high water, I just want views. And so it does not fit my niche at all, but a view is a view. Now, that is not the case. I do not think that anymore. It is bad. That is a bad strategy, because what this did is it got 254,000 views, and it brought in 700 subscribers. Didn't make any money on the revenue because I used a song that was copyrighted. Didn't know it was copyrighted, but I did. But either way, it got 736 subscribers of people who wanted more cute marshmallow videos, because this is my daughter. Well, guess what? I don't make cute marshmallow videos. That's not what I do. And so this video is now unlisted. It hasn't been listed for a long time. It's no longer even on the channel. I just still have it there. It's unlisted. Nobody can see it. But what I realized is that this was a bad idea. The video did really well, but it's a bad signal to send to YouTube. When a whole bunch of people subscribe and then none of the rest of your content has anything to do with that video, it really hurts. And I honestly think it hurt my channel. So if you can learn from my mistakes, don't do that. The rest of these videos do relate to my channel, like how to build a course on Kajabi, cable management for your setup, more about the SM7B, podcast equipment, why I don't use Patreon. And then if we go even further, so Let's see, best camera desk mount, the missing piece in your SM7B, hosting a podcast with Buzzsprout, more about the SM7B, comparing it, Kajabi communities. Okay, I do a lot of content about Kajabi. I used to do general product reviews. I don't do general product reviews anymore. This has actually been moved to a different channel. So again, this was a mistake for me to muddy the waters and do product reviews on this channel because I was just focused on views. Wasn't a good strategy. As I mentioned, what is Kajabi? This video did really well. And you can go kind of all the way down here and you can see that, we're looking at these big videos, 500,000 views, 380,000 views, 254,000. But then you get down here and it's a lot less, 25,000, 15,000, 12,000, 9,000, 8,000, and it goes down from there. But it's the volume. It's all of these views that just go on and on and on, all these videos that go on and on and on, and it communicates to people when they get on my channel. And I think I've done a good job now over the last 3, 4, 5 years of sharpening up the content and making sure that it's actually relates to my niche where I'm not making that mistake anymore. So all that to say, if your goal is to start a YouTube channel and get it to where you can turn on ads and be monetized, and then it's like, now I'll just live off of ads, you are going to be very disappointed because my channel is one that actually does well in terms of how much money I get paid from ads on like a percentage basis. So on YouTube, you get paid per 1,000 views. So for every 1,000 views, there's a rate that you get paid. My channel, because I'm talking about business, making money online, it's got one of the highest CPMs or cost per milli, or how much you get paid per 1,000 views. This is my average lifetime CPM is $19.79. That is the total amount that the money that the channel makes, and then YouTube pays me, I think 55% of that. They keep 45. So I'm getting a little over $10 is what they're actually paying me per 1,000 views. And you can see some of these are much higher. $45 CPM there, $37 CPM, $42, $51. These kind of numbers are unheard of, to where if I had millions of views, this channel would make me hundreds of thousands of dollars a month because of just how high these CPMs are. But this is not the case with every niche. Most niches are nowhere near this. Most niches, the CPMs are like $1 to $3 to $5. So again, if the game that you're playing is, I'm going to get on YouTube and it's going to pay me a lot of money, you're playing the wrong game. The much better way to do it is to flip the model, to do it the way that I do it. I'm just telling you, I do this right. I don't do everything right, but this is one of the things I do right. Pick a niche, focus on a problem that you can solve, make videos that attract people who have that problem, send them to a free offer that collects their email, and then sell something that helps them. That's it. Those are the 4 steps. If you want to go more in depth, get my lead magnet, my super simple guide, lanesebring.com/supersimple. We'll dive into this a lot more in depth, but that's really it. Pick a niche, like a topic that you're going to talk about. Make videos that attract people to the problem that you solve in that niche. So let me give you an example. Let's just say that your niche is fitness, okay? And the niche is fitness, but the problem that you solve is helping people lose that last 15 pounds. Because you know that if you're into fitness, you're just like, man, I just want to cut that last little bit of fat that just hangs on. And so you're helping people with that. Make videos that attract people with that problem. So every one of your videos is like, here's how to, can you spot reduce? No, you can't. All right. Here's the foods that lead to a better, helping you cut the weight. Here's how to get a calorie deficit. Here's some workouts that you can do. Every video is focused on that problem and attracts people that want to solve that problem. And then send them to a free offer that collects their email address. So the free offer is going to be your lead magnet. Maybe you make a little workshop on some workouts that you can do. Maybe you make a PDF. Maybe you do a call to help people decide if they want to do coaching with you. Whatever it is, it's something valuable that they want. And then sell something that helps them. So your product, your coaching, your affiliate offer that you believe in, if it's fitness, it could be a routine. It could be an app that you build that helps people with their, build like a fitness program. It could be coaching with you where you work with them for 21 days or 6 weeks and you help them to like do the work. It could be a simple mini course that like breaks down exactly what to do day 1, day 2, day 3 for 30 days to get that 15 pounds gone. Do that, and suddenly your small channel becomes a full-time income machine. And it no longer matters that it's small. It just works because it's got the right model. You're not dependent on ads. I remember I made a video like this when I hit 5,000 subscribers. And even back then, I remember thinking, wow, I'm glad to have 5,000 subscribers, but I still feel really small. But even at 5,000 and even feeling very small, even at that time, my YouTube channel was making more than most people with a channel 10 times the size, simply because my model wasn't chasing views and ads. It was building my business and just using YouTube to do it. Because I wasn't relying on YouTube to pay me, I was using YouTube to power a business. And that shift, that simple mindset shift, changes everything. So to put it all together, you do not need millions of views to make a living. You just need the right system. So stop chasing viral. It's fun to go viral. I've done it a couple of times. Viral is a relative term, but I'm saying for me, 500,000 views was viral. It was exciting. It's a lot of fun. It's a hit of like confidence and dopamine and all that stuff, but I don't need it to make this work. And I certainly don't need it very often. It's only happened a couple of times, and yet I have a business that does very, very well. So bring value, don't chase viral. And in a few months, you'll be making more money with 1,000 subscribers than most people make with 100,000. I promise you, this is what works on YouTube. You can't guarantee a whole lot of views, but you can guarantee targeted views that will find the right people if you're focused. Now, I want you to check out this video because you probably have questions about next steps that this video about how to start on YouTube will help you. So click right there and I'll see you in that video.